Hi everyone, today is the third day of the Qingming Festival, the last day of the 3-day holiday here in China. How was your festival or the 3-day holiday here in China? Do you have a good time traveling across the country or to some other places here in this beautiful country of China? Here, actually, we are at one of the most beautiful and most romantic places, just a few miles around the Hangzhou West Lake. Here, right behind me, you can see all these terraced tea fields stretching miles around these gentle hills here in southern China, surrounding the picturesque Hangzhou West Lake. They are actually the Longjing tea fields. The Longjing tea, which literally translates as the dragon well tea, is said to have named after a well that contains water with relatively higher density. And after the rain, the lighter rainwater floating on its surface sometimes exhibits twisting shapes, which ancient Chinese people say resembles the movement of a Chinese dragon. Legend has it that to achieve the best taste from the Longjing tea, you gotta use the water from that dragon well. Today, the water quality is of course very different than before, but the name of Longjing tea has been coined after that. So the tea represents actually a very slow-paced lifestyle, but actually the making of the Chinese traditional tea is actually a very fast-paced one. It's a time that Chinese farmers here in southern China are racing ahead of time to make sure that they have collected all these profitable, very lucrative tea leaves from these thousands of miles of stretching of the tea leaves here around the southern west lake. And here they are racing against time. They only have around 20 days to pick up all these fields, and families and friends and even people who are hiring the helping hands are all working frantically to make sure that they're harvesting all these teas. So they're doing it no matter it's rainy or it's sunny in under the scorching sunshine. And here we have actually Wu Xiaohong joining us. Just now we were talking a lot. She was introducing to me a lot of the ABCs, the basic knowledge about Chinese traditional tea. 很高兴加入我们的节目啊！你好，你好。这个您是从早晨几点开始工作呢？
我是从早晨6点，
早晨6点
到傍晚的5点半吧。
每天都是。
每天都是。
It's a very tiring work. She told me that every day she has to work from 6 o'clock in the morning and work until 5:30 in the evening, and she works 12 hours without actually with no sleep and with no rest every day, because it's racing ahead of time. 为什么要这么紧张呢？这个时间？因
为我们要赶在谷雨前把那个春茶采摘完毕。
为什么呢？
因为这个节气过了以后，这个茶叶会都比较大，口感就不好。
So she told me that she has to do it in less than 20 days because after in later spring there will be in later April there will be much heavier rain, and the rising temperatures will make all these tea leaves grow much faster and make them overgrow, and sometimes they will lose the flavor and lose the aroma of the famous Chinese Longjing tea. You know, the Longjing tea is actually one of the best tea types here in China, and is also one of the most famous all across the world. 所以就是说要真的是很紧张的这个时间。这个 I have a question that I must ask her, because normally when we talk about the tea pickers, the tea picking girls here in China, they always mean that the beautiful ladies who are just like Xiaohong, working every day here, wearing these straw hats, and to make sure that the tea leaves are picked, are harvested ahead of time. 我想问您一个问题啊，就是说 I'm asking her why many of the farmers I see here are actually more mature and middle-aged ladies, not as beautiful as her. 我想问一个问题啊，就是说我看到很多的我们都说采茶姑娘都很年轻，是吧？为什么我看到这边很多的采茶姑娘，采茶阿姨了都是，她们的岁数比较大，也只有你比较美，是吧？不，这个话不知道他们听到啊。
我们家人比较少，然后我们都是请阿姨过来采摘，我们要赶在谷雨前把春茶采摘完毕。所以你们是请的外面的雇的人？对，雇的人。
So she told me that many of the nannies, that the middle-aged ladies, that are working here in the tea fields, actually hired from other provinces in China to to make sure that they're coming here and they're being paid and they're having another kind of job, just like the migrant workers. So they're coming here to help them to pick the tea leaves. So 这个看起来说明你们很赚钱是吧？因为你们还有钱去雇别人。So I'm asking her means that they're making a lot of profit, right?
对，因为这个春茶相对来说价格是比较高的。
价格比较高，大概是在多少钱？
要请雇人，然后赶着在埔里前全部给他采摘完毕。
大概是多少钱一斤呢？
一般的话在1200左右。
1200。So she told me it's a very expensive kind of crop because for every kilo it takes about 12,000. It's not 1,200 yuan per kilo, and it's actually around $200 per kilo. Very expensive crop there in China, and they are making a lot of profits. She was telling me a lot about tea roasting, not just picking as the harvesting the crop, but also roasting the tea leaves, something that I've never seen before. Actually, just now I learned that these tea leaves are not actually something that it's not just plucked out of it and then we can drink. It's actually it takes a lot of roasting, a lot of other processing procedures to make sure that we can finally drink. 现在您带我们要去那个炒茶的地方是吧？
对。
好。
看一下炒茶的过程。
好的，炒茶的过程是吧？这个我还要问一个刚才忘了问的一个问题，就是说我们这边是采出来的茶叶是要有这个2叶1芯是吧？
对，2叶1芯。
请我们的摄影师再往回拍一下啊，这个我们要看一下这个茶叶采出来的样子。So here is the standard kind of tea leaves that's been plucked from the tea fields. It's called, so it's actually called one bud and 2 adjacent leaves. This is the most standard shape of it. So it takes the really skillful hands, 非常灵巧的手 to make sure that it's actually being plucked and the shape has not been broken because of the strength of plugging. So it's a very skillful kind of work. It takes a lot of professionality to make sure that the profit of it can actually be maintained. 所以我刚才给观众们介绍，就是需要一个非常灵巧的手来把它摘下来，然后才能保证这个它不破坏这个形状，也就意味着就是说不破坏这个你们的收入，是不是？对。Here we have seen many tourists coming here because, as I said, it's the Qingming Festival, the 3-day holiday for Chinese people, and many people, not only in Hangzhou but also those from nearby cities, are driving all the way to the city and especially to this Longjing village to make sure that they can see something as what you are seeing on TV or on live streaming of this picturesque scene of beautiful girls. Local farmers or even the migrant workers coming here to harvest the tea leaves, and we have just now, it's been quite noisy there. Normally this place is actually very quiet, and it's a place where it's secluded, and it's a place where people can get away from the hustle and bustle in the cities, so a good escape from the urban life. But today it seems that the entire urban people have been moved here just to enjoy the Qingming Festival. It's actually the best season here in Hangzhou, and also the best season here around the tea fields. So we have seen that many of the farmers here are not only making money from planting and harvesting the tea leaves, they're actually using the extra amount of money to build up these traditional tea houses where people can come here and spend money and have a taste of this very famous Longjing tea. So we can see that the green mountains and the beautiful environment, the fresh air, is actually the wealth of this village in which they can use to make sure that they can make money. So it seems that the good environment itself is actually already something they can make money. They can make money from. It's much more. It's that the green mountains are actually the gold mountains for these villagers in the city. And we're almost arriving at the place where we can see the tea roasting. 我们现在看到马上就要到这个炒茶的地方了，是吧？刚刚你也给我们介绍过。好的，好的，我们看一下交通注意安全啊。Many people are rushing back and forth. It's a very busy time in this village, so I'm trying to caution her about the traffic here. So here is the place where tea roasting is in full swing. And this is the machine that the local farmers use to fry the tea leaves. 这个就是我们看到，就是这个机器可以用来炒茶，对吧？像这样的一个机器炒一个茶，炒一斤茶大概需要多长时间？1个小时。1个小时。对。So she told me that to fry a kilo of tea leaves it takes about an hour. 那么这个我看到你摘的这个茶叶是这个鲜茶，那么要炒成这个干茶的话，需要多少斤能炒1斤？1斤鲜茶炒1斤干茶。4斤鲜茶炒1斤干茶。So the tea leaves that has just been plucked from the tea fields are actually the fresh tea leaves, and it takes 4 kilos of fresh tea leaves like this to be finally roasted, and in this machine to make just 1 kilo of it, so 4-to-1 ratio. It's actually a very luxurious way of drinking the tea, but it's actually the best way to maintain the flavor and to prevent the oxidation of the fresh tea leaves. 这个，那么我们现在知道这个是机器炒茶，那么人工炒茶是一个这个非物质文化遗产，它用的叫 hand roasting of tea leaves, which is actually the cultural heritage listed by State Council of China. 这个人工炒茶的话，纯手炒比较多。
纯手工炒茶的话，我们要4斤，就是4个小时炒1斤。
4个小时炒。So she told me that it's a very slow process to really roast the tea only by hand because it takes about 4 hours. It seems that 4 to 5 times slower than using the machine. But of course, there is the unique advantage of not using your hand to roast the tea. 这个如果用手工炒茶的话，跟这个机器炒茶相比有什么优势吗？
手工炒茶的话，相对来说，更香一点。
更香一点。这个对它的形状是不是保持的特别好？
对。
So she told me that this is the pot which we can use to hand roast the tea. 你可以会做吗？这个？like this. So 你给大家讲一讲如何去用这个手工炒茶，好吧？
人工炒茶的话，就是手掌要这样。翻开以后就这样压着茶叶炒。
压着茶叶炒。So she told me that with this kind of pot, it's a very hot one during the roasting. 是很热的。
对，很热。
And she told me that we need to use our hand to press hard on these tea leaves to make sure that the shape of them has been maintained. 那么你用手去压，这个是很烫的，或者
非常烫，就是
多少度大概知道吗
？100多度吧。
100多度，所以 over 100 degrees centigrade when you're pressing your hand on it. 那这个手是烫了。
很烫，真的很烫。对，有时候就是这种泡都会炒出来。
She told me it's a very hot one. Sometimes you get your hand burned because of the high temperature. 是不是有技巧来避免这个？
对，有技巧。
有技巧。
对。
是很复杂的技巧。
很复杂。
So it takes a lot of subtle skills to make sure that your hands are not burned during the tea leaves roasting. Of course, it's a very difficult one. I cannot learn from it. I cannot learn just in 2 minutes.
技术很难掌握。
很难掌握的是吧？ You told me it's a very difficult one. 你会吗？
我不是很会。
她也不会啊。She told me that she doesn't know how to roast it by hand either. She has this machines back at her home, but she does not really know how to do it with her hands. It's actually what we call the disappearing beauty here in China, in which people are actually losing the cultural heritage of intangible cultural heritage of hand roasting. Actually, just now we were doing some package about how to do it. In this village, the youngest person who can do it is already 42 years old, and no more young people like Xiaohong can actually do that. Maybe you can have a taste of the tea. Actually, we have seen that the owner of this shop has already got it prepared, but we haven't paid for it, right? 我们要先付一下钱啊。老板，我们先把钱付好吧。谢谢您啊。我们用微信付可以吗？微信扫一下。微信扫一下。So here in this village we have the WeChat payment, in which we can use to pay for the tea. There are many guests and visitors coming here. It's a very busy business here. 我扫您的付款吧。
付款啦？
对。
我要收款。
收款。多少钱
？40吗？40。
Okay, so we just used our WeChat to pay for the tea, and now it's time for us to enjoy a good afternoon tea. Please, 你坐。不好意
思，我来介绍这个好吧，我没有，不好意思啊。
So here we are. After the payment, we can finally enjoy the tea. This is the tea leaves that has just been just been roasted out. 我们看到这个形状确实是保存的很完美啊。
对，
两叶一心是吧？One bud and 2 leaves. Let's have a taste of it. 不介意我摸摸吧 ？Just touch it.
水温要控制在80度。
She told me the best temperature of brewing the tea is not actually 100 degrees centigrade, but it's actually 80 degrees centigrade. And normally we use the glasses, not cups, to have a taste of Longjing tea, which is very different because normally we use cups, but here we use the glasses. Cheers. 谢谢你啊。It's a bit hot, but the flavor is already there. This is really great. And here is the Hangzhou Longjing village, and when you are free, when you have time, you are all welcome to come here and to enjoy the beautiful sunshine, fresh air, and also the famous best Longjing tea here across the world. 应该